if I were watching Blue Velvet on a full moon night, I would want to have the Velvet Moon. They are our favorite beer vlog of the day.
Yeah, but you didn't bring them any beer books.
We're beer vlogging from the Mighty Squirrel in Waltham, Massachusetts. Mighty Squirrel beer vlog. Sweetie Weetie,
Yes.
I think we're on beer vlog 78. Where are we, Sweetie Weetie? For
We are
number 78?
We were at the Mighty Squirrel.
We're at the Mighty Squirrel in Waltham, Massachusetts.
I think it's in Waltham. They have 3 locations. One of them's even downtown Boston, but this is Waltham. I'm not saying all that stuff again.
What was that?
I'm not saying all that stuff again.
What was that?
I'm not saying all that stuff again.
What was that?
I decided to do a flight of all dark beers. A Queen's Knight, which is a dark lager. It's only 4.4%. I'm going to do that first, and then after that, I'm going to do one called Candlelight, which is a smoked beer. We have 2 stouts. A coffee stout named Velvet Moon that is 7% alcohol. We have a oatmeal stout called Lucky Luke, which is 6.12. I'm going to start with the dark lager. It is called Queen's Knight, as in a knight in shining armor. It definitely has a very different smell than a stout. Maybe in my imagination, but I think I can smell that it's a lager. Interesting. It's got a sweetness to it that does remind me of a lager beer, as opposed to the bitterness of an IPA. It almost has like a caramelly kind of aftertaste. It's really refreshing and delicious. And you know, I usually say I'm not fond of lagers, but throw in a dark lager here and I'm a very happy customer.
Queen's Knight at Mighty Squirrel in Waltham, Massachusetts. Queen's Knight. Queen's Knight. Sweetie,
Yep.
If I were a queen, I would want to have that every night.
Not that kind of night.
If I were a queen, I would want to have Queen's Knight from the Mighty Squirrel every night, dressed as a knight. Because that would be the trinity of things. That would be the holy trinity of beer experience. Having the Queen's Knight when I am a queen dressed as a knight.
This is an oatmeal stout called Lucky Luke. It smells a little chocolatey. Nice and sweet, but not sweet. Not sweet. It's kind of sweet, kind of chocolatey. It just has a very different feel to it. It's not quite as sparkly. It's a little more intense. It's a real drinkable dark beer. It is not one of those dessert stouts. It's got a sweetness to it, but it's not real heavy sweet.
Lucky Luke at Mighty Squirrel in Waltham, Massachusetts. Lucky Luke. Sweetie, I love the Lucky Luke. I would say that if I were a Luke, I would be lucky to love that every night. Since I'm not actually a Luke and I am a Zork, I would like to have the option to rename this for them next year to the Zany Zelicious Zork. And then I can have it every day, the Zany Zelicious Zork, which is not, it's kind of a more catchy name than Lucky Luke.
I'll tell them that.
You know, it would be like an Amelia Estevez, Charlie Sheen thing. Just a renaming thing.
Next, I'm going to give us the other stout because I want to compare them. This is called Velvet Moon, and it is a coffee stout. Definitely, I smell the coffee. As you made fun of me in one of the other beer vlogs, I think I can get my nose down in it after I pour some of it for you. Yeah, I'm smelling the coffee.
you just invented a joke with someone entirely other beer vlogging for the love of your life.
I did it before when I said I couldn't get my nose into it. I would be sticking my nose literally into the beer if I hadn't poured some of the beer for you. Because when wine tasters smell wine, they stick their nose literally down in the glass, but they fill a beer up too full to do that unless you just want to snort the beer.
There you have it.
This is a little drier than the oatmeal stout and much less effervescent. It's interesting because it's not bitter at all, but it is also kind of not sweet, at least not as sweet as the Lucky Luke. And it's very soft on the tongue, and I think it feels that way because it's not very carbonated. See what you think.
Velvet Moon at Mighty Squirrel, Waltham, Massachusetts. Velvet Moon. Sweetie Weetie,
Yeah.
I most loved that beer. I would say that if I were watching Blue Velvet on a full moon night, I would want to have the Velvet Moon.
Yeah, you feel that? They turned a heater on for us.
I think they should have weekly screenings of Blue Velvet on a moonlit night where the entire just drink thing is this Velvet Moon. Velvet Moon and Blue Velvet.
They turned on the heater for it. That's so nice.
They are our favorite beer vlog of the day.
Yeah, but you didn't bring them any beer books.
We're beer vlogging from the Mighty Squirrel in Waltham, Massachusetts. Beer Vlogs, Mighty Squirrel.